In the early 1960s, American performance cars were loud, fast and rough. But none of them were built to challenge Europe's lightweight sports machines. That changed when a former racing driver named Carroll Shelby decided he wanted to beat the Europeans at their own game. And he was willing to break every rule to make it happen. Shelby had a simple idea. Take a small, lightweight British roadster and give it an American 5.8 with enough torque to rotate the Earth. It was the kind of plan that sounds like a joke until someone actually does it. And Shelby did. His chosen platform was the AC Ace, a light aluminum-bodied sports car from England. Beautiful, but severely underpowered. Shelby saw it as the perfect blank canvas for something far more violent. What Shelby needed next was an engine. And not just any engine. He needed something compact, reliable, and terrifying. He went to Ford, who just released a new 221 cubic inch V8. Ford agreed, hoping the Cobra would boost their performance image. The first prototypes arrived from England as rolling chassis. No engines, no transmissions, just the bare structure. Shelby's team placed the Ford V8 inside the Ace in a single day. By the end of the week, the first Cobra roared to life. That first car was fast, but Shelby wasn't satisfied. He pushed for a 260 and then a 289 cubic inch Ford V8. The Cobra suddenly became a weapon. Light, brutally powerful, and more aggressive than anything Europe expected. On track, the Cobra immediately disrupted the established order. Ferrari, Porsche and Jaguar all had to confront a car that looked like a simple roadster but behaved like a sledgehammer with wheels. The Cobra dominated the SCCA championships in the United States. Drivers described it as barely controllable, but unstoppable when mastered. It was raw American force wrapped in British finesse. Shelby wasn't finished. He wanted the Cobra to compete internationally and embarrass Ferrari on the world stage. This was personal. Shelby famously said his goal was to kick Ferrari's ass. And he meant it. To fight Ferrari's aerodynamic advantage, Shelby worked with engineer Pete Brock to design the Cobra Daytona Coupe. The sleek body generated far more top speed, finally allowing the Cobra to challenge Europe's best. In 1964, the Daytona Coupe shocked the world by winning its class at the 12 Hours of Sebring. It wasn't supposed to beat Ferrari, yet it did, and this was just the beginning. The 1965 season became historic. Shelby's team secured the FIA GT World Championship, finally defeating Ferrari. It was the first time an American manufacturer had ever won the title. The Cobra had done the impossible. As racing evolved, the Cobra faced new rivals, but its legend was already established. The car wasn't refined, it wasn't polite, it was pure performance, born from stubborn American determination. Off the track, the Cobra became a cultural icon. It represented rebellion, power and independence. Rock stars, actors and racers all wanted one. The shape, the sound and the attitude made it unforgettable. The rarest and most extreme version came in the form of the 427 Cobra. This monster used Ford's massive 7.0-liter V8. It transformed the Cobra from a fast sports car into something closer to a guided missile. The 427 was barely street legal. It accelerated from 0 to 100 km per hour in under 4 seconds. And this was in the 1960s. The chassis struggled to contain the power. Drivers needed courage, skill and maybe a bit of insanity. Production numbers were low, many Cobras were hand-built, and each unit had its own slight differences. Today, originals are highly collectible and command astronomical prices at auctions. Replicas later became extremely common. The Cobra was so iconic that entire companies were created solely to reproduce it. Even these replicas are respected, as long as they capture the car's raw character. Shelby himself continued to refine and modernize the Cobra throughout his life. For him, it wasn't just a car. It was proof that innovation, courage and defiance could reshape motorsport history. The Shelby Cobra remains one of the most influential performance cars ever built. It combined two worlds, defied expectations and changed racing forever. More than a machine, it became a symbol of what happens when vision meets obsession.